I've been a sidewalk counselor at Dobbs Ferry for about 3 years, and then subsequently at All Women's Health and Medical Services since then. During the time that I've been working there, I've been cursed at, threatened, physically accosted, had property stolen, broken, ripped from my neck, ripped from my arm, and destroyed by paid and unpaid agents of All Women's Health and Medical Services. And before that, to some extent, by people who were agents of Dr. Calley's abortion clinic at Dobbs Ferry. Our priest, the Father Keegan, has been knocked over, defamed, libelously accused of criminal behavior. Our religious sisters have been libelously accused, have been insulted in the most base way. And I have 3 judgments, or 3 settlements and judgments from the City Court of White Plains against, one is a paid worker of All Women's Health and Medical Services, Lourdes Larzola, where she stole my camera by force, and on the books it was a Class C felony.
Are you offering that into the record?
Yes, I am, and they can keep that. The other judgment is against All Women's Health and Medical Services, Judy Aronowitz and Felix Fusco, who I noticed you did not have come and talk to you as your witnesses. These 2 people are the ones who've done the majority of this libelous defamation, knocking over the priest, and libelously and insulting to our religious sisters.
I really want to hear about this law.
Yeah, so,
I understand you've got complaints, and that's
all right,
fine. But let's
all right,
focus
well,
on
I think this is important because you're talking about how these women are being intimidated, whereas you don't realize that there's something going on from the other side, and I'm trying to prove that and putting it into the record.
and there is another point, if I may.
I'll give you a chance.
Okay.
Okay, so Gary Dresden, Dr. Gary Dresden, was the owner of the All Women's Health and Medical Facility. He was part of this, as was Constance Latimer, Constantino, I think the last name is now. But they only made a judgment against the primaries, which is Felix Fusco and Judy Aronowitz. The first one...
You're offering that into the record?
Yes, I am. The first one was against Jennifer LaFerry-Reese of Hastings, who was one of your candidates and one of your people who spoke here. And in this case, she stole my sign, and there's a petty larceny incident report that was made up by the White Plains Police Department, and we got a judgment against her. When it came to claims, they decided at the last minute, Ms. Latimer, to settle with me.
Actually, if this law were enacted, you could bring a claim under this law.
This law would help you.
Are you offering this into the record?
Yes, I am. I am. However,
Read the legislation.
No, I would rather take my chances with less government intervention. Thank you. Anyway, so my point is that the kinds of things that we are giving out at the All Women's Health Medical Services is merely information to help women with their reproductive choices. In other words, they're pro-life alternatives, but they are reproductive choices. And this is a piece of literature from Feminists for Life, but I want you to note what I wrote down on this. There are 3 or 4 numbers. 2 of the numbers are for maternity health.
Are you offering this into the record?
Well, actually, I need that back because I don't have that many of them. But I'd like them all to see it, if you could. Anyway, there are 2 medical maternity health groups. One is Life Options, which is right near Getty Square down in Yonkers. And the other one is a group called Expectant Mother Care. And that number, you can call 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, the Expectant Mother Care. The other one is very good for Saturdays, which is the only time I'm at All Women's. And their operating hours are 11 to 5. And so women who are not sure what they want, I make the call for them, give them the phone, and they can talk to the person, talk to the counselor at Life Options. The third telephone number is for maternity homes known as Good Counsel Homes. They include a place where women who have drug or alcohol problems can go to have their baby, as well as women without those problems. There's a place in Harrison, there's a place on Staten Island, also in New Jersey and some other places in the area. The fourth one is Lumina, and I thought I had them, I wanted to show it to you. It's basically, the pamphlet shows a candle, a lit candle on the front. And I usually hand that out to girls who are coming out of the clinic who have had a procedure. And I say, if you know anyone who's had an abortion, this is healing, post-abortion healing. And I also say, Jesus loves you. This is the pamphlet I'd like you all to see. And he forgives us all. All right. And so generally, the kind of information I'm handing out to people depends on, if they're interested in going into the building, to give them correct embryonic information on the development of the fetal child or the embryonic child, and also these maternity help things. And then those who are coming out, I give them support because they've just been through a very traumatic event, and what they need is something helpful, something for them to realize that they're very, very important. They are precious, and they need to realize their own preciousness, even though they've gone through this horrible event for whatever reason they've gone through it. And I guess I really would like to talk more. I know that you're...
Can you just say whether or not you've seen anyone intimidated, any woman going into that place in White Plains being intimidated, interfered with, harassed by any pro-lifer?
Absolutely not. And as a matter of fact, it's the opposite, in that when I'm giving information sometimes to these women or men who are taking it, some of the escorts will say, you don't want that, and they have actually taken it out of their hand. So it's really on the opposite way. And I have numerous things which I'd like to bring up, but I understand that some of the people coming, so maybe I can talk at a later date, Mr. Nona.
Well, I mean, anything else you want to offer? Now is the best time, because it's going to be hard to get people come back. We have a chance.
Well, I understand that, but however...
Mr. Riley, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Your role in the situation here obviously is different, appears to be different than the large demonstration. I noticed that they were all together and some had signs. Your role is here, and I understand people coming out, if you engage them in conversation, they end up talking to you. I understand what you're doing at that point. For you, what is your practice? When do you stop? When do you decide to stop your engagement with the person coming out of the building? What word do you have to hear from them, or when do you know that, okay, I spoke to them?
Yeah.
When do you kind of shut down? What do they have to do?
Well, no. If I say to them, you're very precious in God's sight, and they say, no, I don't want to hear it.
Then you know that's the end.
That's it.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
And as I say, there's some other people you have on that list. And the reason I say I think I have a right to come back is because I know Catherine Lederer-Plaskett of Westchester Coalition for Legal Abortion took up a great deal of your time on all 3 times that you had this meeting before we were invited here. And I believe that we should have the same opportunity.
that much time, but that's my judgment.
Well-
I mean, we had other people speak as well.
Yes, but she did come back and came back. So that's why I don't think I'm asking a
Well, she
whole
came
lot.
back one time during the committee discussions and raised her hand and asked to comment on something, which you can do. I mean, the meetings are open, and you can come back to a meeting, and feel free to sit there, and I'll give everybody an opportunity to ask questions and
Yes,
make comments. There's no
Yeah.
question. But I think for
Yeah.
purposes of this kind of quote-unquote testimony, I'd like to give everybody one shot, not coming back to testify. But that doesn't mean you can't come to a meeting and comment on the legislation, ask questions. There'll be an opportunity to do that.
well, perhaps what I was thinking, or what I was seeing, was that even when she was commenting on these meetings, her comments were taking an extended amount of time.
Yeah, I disagree with you, but yeah, that's my judgment.
Yeah.
Try not to let, someone.
Absolutely.
If they're speaking to the audience, to make their point and move on.
All right,
So,
all right. So basically, my concern, all right, I'll be just one or two more sentences. My concern is that we are not going to be allowed to give these women an opportunity to make an informed decision when they go into that facility. It is monetarily agreeable to the group who runs the All Women's to have them have their abortion.
Understood.
And so,
Mr. Tomkiel made that point.
so my concern is that I'm a feminist for life, and I am very much pro-woman. And I don't like to see, and I have seen, underage women being hustled into this place with no obvious parent involved. It concerns me deeply because these women might very well be getting a abortion from statutory rape, and abortion mills are the only places in New York State that are not mandated reporters.
Okay, look, this is not relevant to our.
It is.
I
No,
think
it's
we
not.
should
Let's-
Take that up with another.
All right, well,
state
I
legislature.
have more comments. I will leave it for now.